Hey everybody, good morning. Good morning. It is a beautiful Saturday morning here in the Durham, North Carolina area. I am Tanika Maria, and I'm all about helping you get real, be healed, and move on in emotional wholeness, peace, and clarity. Wanted to come out here and put this video out here really quickly to stay in my cadence of going live on YouTube, or at least getting my video out once per week on YouTube. And as you can tell, today's topic: the domineering woman versus the doormat. The domineering woman versus the doormat. We're going to dive into this discussion really quickly. As you're coming on, as you come back and catch this video by way of replay, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe link and also click the notification so that you get a notification when I go live or when I post a new video. And you can learn more about me. I'm a certified Christian life coach, speaker, teacher, author, all about helping you get real, be healed, and move forward in emotional wholeness, peace, and clarity. So today's topic, that domineering woman. Now, in all honesty, I've been on both ends of that spectrum. I definitely have been functioning as at different seasons of my life as that domineering woman, also as that doormat. So let's look at the domineering woman. This is the woman who dominates, who controls, and does it through the nagging, that does it through criticizing, through fussing, and generally trying to control and manipulate outcomes. And it's basically an effort to be in control. Now, essentially, the root of this is fear, because the fear is, the logic is, and again, all of this is subconscious. It's not anything that's going on in the conscious mind. When I'm being a dominating woman, it's not something that's conscious. It's something deep inside of me. It's subconscious. It's in my heart. It's in my soul, because it's driven by fear. Fear. When I have a need to have things under control, there's a fear that, number one, I'm not going to be taken care of. My heart is not going to be heard. Balls are going to be dropped, and I can't trust. And within the context of a romantic relationship, within the context of a marriage or a relationship, the idea is, can I trust this man with my life? Can I really trust him to look out for me? Can I trust that things are going to get done so that I feel safe, so that I feel secure in this relationship, that my heart is safe and all of my affairs are safe and I feel stable and safe, and I won't be ashamed. I won't be made embarrassed. I won't be let down or disappointed. And so if I've been burnt, betrayed, or let down, or abandoned, or rejected in any way, for the dominating woman, in order to mitigate that, in order to prevent that from happening, what we do, and I've been there, we will dominate. We'll be the first one to make sure we're handling everything. We're trying to control everything. We're going to criticize. We're going to fuss. We're going to nag. We're going to make sure we get our way. Why? Because it's the fear of not being taken care of. It may be the fear of being taken advantage of. It's the fear that things are not going to happen. It's the fear of getting hurt. It's the fear that I'm going to be abandoned and let down, and then I'm going to look stupid. I'm going to be embarrassed, or I'm going to be hurt in some kind of way. So to avoid that, let me be in control. The problem with that is, for us to have healthy and authentic relationships as women of God, we got to let go of some of that rigidity. We have to let go of being so hard. And the reality is, when I'm trying to control, when I'm trying to dominate, when I'm being fearful and critical, and I'm being all fussy, and I want stuff to be right, where's the room for vulnerability in that? In the midst of all of that, we still desire intimacy. I don't mean sexual. I mean that intimate connection of the heart with somebody, where you can be vulnerable and show them your tender side. But you can't do that being fussy, being critical, being hard. But when we're dominating, that's what we're doing. That need to be seen on the inside, that need to be seen in the heart is still there. It doesn't go away just because you're trying to be hard, because you're trying to be, when we're being dominating as women, we're trying to be safe and we're trying to be in control. It all comes back to surrender. Can you really surrender to God? When I'm being dominating and when I'm trying to control everything and I'm being very fussy and impatient because things are not the way I like it, because I want it this way with my man, with my children. And it covers every part of our lives. You know, if I'm a dominating woman, then I'm going to need to be in control in my marriage, in this project at work, in the ministry, and at church too. And so, what are we forfeiting? What are we losing in the process when we're behaving in that way? It all goes back to fear. Lord, let me handle everything. I don't trust these people to get stuff done. I can't really trust my man. He's let me down a few times and he's disappointed me a few times. So to prevent that from happening, let me just remind him and nag him and stay on him. What is that doing to that man? What is that doing to our sons? Let me raise my hand. Am I the only one here? Am I the only one? Come on. When we're acting like this, what damage is being done to our hearts? It sort of separates our hearts if we create a bigger disconnection within ourselves and with God whenever we're flowing and we're functioning like that. So that's our dominating woman. And one more point with that, from a scriptural perspective, from the Bible, when you look at Romans 14:23, anything not of faith is sin. Anytime our behavior, our words, our actions are out of alignment with faith, then guess what? We're in the sin. When I can't even trust God, where I got to control everything, and I'm being fearful and impatient and critical and naggy and fussy with my man, with my children, on the job, and marriage and project, whatever. And I'm trying to make sure I'm covered because I don't trust, because I've been burnt before, because I've been betrayed before. That's not trusting God. What are we reading in 1 Timothy? God has not given to us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Anything not of faith is sin. Romans 14:23. So I'm not trusting God. The root of it is fear, and it's triggered from being abandoned, betrayed, burnt, let down, and disappointed somewhere along the line in the past, to the point where I must control stuff. I got to make sure that I'm safe in this situation by any means necessary. God has nothing to do with that. God is like, okay, baby, you handle that and call me when you want me to step in. Where are you? Do you see yourself in that? What have you lost in the process? Do you want to be safe and in control? Or do you want your heart to be open? Do you want tenderness? Do you want somebody to see your heart? Do you want to be loved? Do you want somebody to really know the real you behind all of that hardness and crude and rude and rigid and all of that? You know, what are you losing in the process of trying to protect yourself? This is a question I want you to think about. Now let's look at that doormat woman. The doormat is the same fear, but it's the exact opposite extreme of behavior. So with the doormat, we overgive and overdo. We just give and give and give and give and give, and we won't stand up for ourselves. And it's the same fear. It's like, this is where you get into women that are very needy and thirsty for a relationship to the detriment of their soul. This is where you get into situations where women will give over everything to a man that's untrustworthy and not worthy of their love. But because they want to be in a relationship so bad, they give everything. He allow a man to mistreat them and not stand up for themselves and not use their voice and speak and stand in their authentic truth. But because of fear of losing that relationship, again, fear, just like the dominating woman, is fear. I don't want to lose him, so I'm going to let him get away with it. I'm not going to stand up because it's that fear of being abandoned, fear of being rejected, fear of not being loved. And so because I fear this, I'm going to give and let it just be this giving person and just let people run all over me and walk and be a doormat and literally be on the floor, being a doormat, letting a man walk over. See, a true divine queen knows how to stand up for herself in a respect. There's a balance there. Knows how to stand up for herself in a respectful way, does not lose her voice or diminish herself in a relationship. She's not dominating, trying to control and criticize and nag it to death. But on the other hand, she's not some doormat either. There's a balance that God calls us to stand in as women of God, where I can still stand in my truth. I can still be authentic. I can still be vulnerable. I'm not going to be a doormat. I will stand up for myself in a right way, in timing, and I will do it respectfully. But I will say something. And I'm not going to be domineering and controlling either, because I don't want to waste my energy. I'm going to stay in my lane. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And so the doormat has not achieved that balance. She's operating in that same fear of abandonment, that same fear of rejection. This is where you get your side chick situations. This is where you get the situations where women are just accepting crumbs of attention, crumbs of any type of affection or attention, just little bits and pieces of whatever they can get off the side, because they're okay with that. They're settling for that. Instead of speaking up, I'm worthy of real love. I'm worthy of a full 100% relationship with a full 100% man, where I'm not all thirsty and needy and graspy and giving up my soul and over giving of myself, trying to prove and perform and strive for love and let people just take from me and walk all over me and disrespect me and treat me in a kind of way because I'm afraid that I'm going to lose a relationship. That is your doormat. The true essence of the doormat is that the doormats lose their voice and diminish themselves all in the name of love and lose their soul in the process. That's what happens with the doormat. And this is just a real quick teaching on today. And I want to extend a special invitation for us to change the dynamic of this, for us to level up in this area, for us to reset. We want to reset our thinking, reset our thoughts, reset how we're showing up in this area. So I definitely want to invite you, those of you who will catch this on the replay, those of you who will catch this video, join me Thursday, July 18th for an absolutely free webinar we're calling it Love Reset. Love Reset. Well, we want to shift the dynamic of how we're showing up. This is for my ladies. Men can come, but it is for my ladies. And we want to shift this doormat, domineering mindset. We're going to talk about opening our hearts and being emotionally available for love. We're going to talk about how we're showing up. We're going to talk about how religion plays that role. And we're going to dive deep into different things in terms of releasing the residue of our past, cutting and cleansing the soul ties that keep us bound. This is for those that are ready for a reset, those that are ready to release the past and to really prepare and position our hearts and our mindset. It's a mindset. I got to let go of these old ways of trying to control everything so that I can be ready for the love that I'm deeply praying for and that I'm desiring. So this is coming up Thursday, July 18th. This is 2019, 7:00 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm going to put the link here in the description of this. But the link is bit.ly/love reset. And that's all lowercase. And then the number 2, Love Reset 2, LOVERESET, the number 2, bit.ly. And I'll put it in the description here. But I want you to sign up for this webinar. And then I have a follow-up webinar in the same series. It's actually 2 on August the 1st, which is another Thursday, the following Thursday after that, at August 1st, 7:00 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll have a part 2. So definitely want you to come out. If this resonates with you, you see yourself in any of these situations, the domineering woman or the doormat, definitely want you to be on this. So God bless you. Again, I'm Tanika Maria. I'm all about helping you get real, be healed, and move forward in emotional wholeness, peace, and clarity. I do this for myself as I do it for you because I teach it. It sheds and cleanses and clarifies me in the process. That's the beauty of what I do. So God bless you. I hope this helped you. If this resonated with you, definitely let me know in the comments how you're feeling, what your takeaways are, and join me on this webinar. God bless you and take care. Bye-bye.